I wish I understood this when I first started jiu-jitsu. Tapping is not a good measure of your progress. Let me explain. When I started jiu-jitsu, I was young. I was about 13, 14 years old, and I was a pretty tall kid. And because I was a tall kid, I was this awkward size where I was too big for the kids class, and there weren't really anyone else near my age. And even if they were just way smaller than me. But I was also big enough to look like I belonged to the adults class. The adults looked at me and they totally thought like, oh, this guy's an adult just like me. I need to go after him as hard as I can. And I got a lot of injuries during that time period. My shoulders are messed up to this day because I was put into so many kimuras that I just refused to tap to. And then as a result, it just ended up becoming this game of frustration and wanting to be top dog on the mat. It took me a while to learn this, but your jiu-jitsu is not measured by who you tap and who taps you. I understand it's a tempting game to play. You're only training with so many people at your gym, and there's only so many people that you can roll with. And that's honestly the best way that you measure your jiu-jitsu. It's by rolling, it's training, it's putting everything that you learned in the instructional to use. And so I used to always say to my students, if you're not tapping, it's for one of two reasons. First reason being, you're just doing what you're really good at. The second reason being, you're stone frogging. You're not letting your opponent do anything. You're being extremely rigid. It's not a good way to train either, because there needs to be movement. There needs to be experimentation. That's the point of training, is we're trying things. We're experimenting. We're not competing. That's the essence of training. And so there really shouldn't be any ego. There really shouldn't be any competition within your school. It should be an environment where everyone carries the attitude of, I'm going to try different things. I have a goal in mind. I'm going to try to execute the goal, and we'll see how it goes. You might train armbar escapes, or another day you might train your back takes, whatever it ends up being. And that should be the name of the game. It's training. It's not competition. And the better I get at that, the more that, especially because I'm a brown belt, the better it trickles down to the other students who are just starting, because it sets them up for a great trajectory later on, because now they're not trying to stroke their egos, tapping everyone that they roll with. There's so many factors that go into your training. It's your diet, it's your sleep, major stressors that are going on in your life, and so on and so forth. Don't measure your jiu-jitsu by taps. That's a poor way of measuring it. You should measure it by your commitment to train and to improve on and off the mats. And over time, you should be able to say to yourself, if I were to fight against myself yesterday, a month ago, a year ago, would I be able to beat that person? It's a fun thought experiment to play. And that's why I encourage you to watch videos of yourself. Follow me on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube for more content like this, and together we're going to discover burnout-free, anti-injury, ego-free jiu-jitsu. Join the white belt family.